Hello and welcome to a game of Dota 2. We are in a very fast draft in this loser bracket match up for round 1. We are in group number B. It is the group stages of the Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament, and we will see these two teams fighting for the right to stay in the group stages because only the top 2 goes through, and we are in like a mini double elimination bracket. And these two teams have lost their first matchup, so we are in the loser bracket. Uebelst, they lost up against KP, as we saw them getting taken down 2-0, and a 2-0 was also the result for the encounter that TCM had with Fnatic, and that's why both of these teams are here and in the loser bracket. Of course, I am not by myself, but I am with someone that you won't be able to hear. You will see what Stutzman music will do inside the game, but the casting will be just me, as Kanaz had to unfortunately leave, and this game was preponed a little bit, so Vikermond wasn't yet there, so wasn't yet ready to co-cast, as we are of course 1.5 hours ahead of schedule right now, which isn't even too bad. It's actually quite nice. Means that maybe I will be able to sleep at like 2 AM instead of 4 or 3. Awesome. But yeah, the draft is going pretty fast. We've got TCM going for the same thing that we saw them doing earlier today. Naga Siren and Dazzle as the first 2 pickups. It didn't really work out for them, otherwise they wouldn't be here, obviously. They laned it on the safe lane. If it's one thing that I like this matchup. A Naga Siren Dazzle, I mean, you create illusions, you net up, put all the illusions, mirror images rather, next to each other, and then heal and boom, target probably dies. But if they're not an aggressive tri lane, they won't have an opponent, and then the combination is kinda wasted for me, so it's kinda pointless. So yeah. I'm hoping that they can make it work better up against Uebelst. We've got a Bad Rider and a Wisp banned out as the first 2 bans. I mean, that's no surprise there. Treant and Keeper of the Light, we've seen that getting banned out today as well. Puck and Queen of Pain, 2 strong solo mid heroes banned out by TCM. We have the Pugna and the Lone Druid getting banned out. Now, Lone Druid, pretty standard ban, but Pugna, interesting to see that. We might have a Skywrath Mage coming off from Uebelst in the last match of the last pickup, but we'll see if TCM realizes that on time and you know bans it out, or if there's another hero that Pugna would be a counter to. Skywrath Mage is probably the most obvious one, but it might be too obvious. We'll see. We've got ourselves a Darkseer with a Gyrocopter and a Bane and an X-Assassin for Uebelst. Bane and Darkseer are kind of like the anti-carries. One you can fiend script the carry, and the other one you can copy the carry. So it's really nice heroes, and of course brilliant AoE heroes that would have worked nice together with a Naga Siren. But Naga Siren, for her setup, she doesn't really have that much, apart from of course the minus armor, because they're going minus armor again all the way. It is, am I saying Uebelst wrong? I really try. Uebelst. Uebelst. I don't know, I can't pretend like I have a German accent. It's weird. Anyways. Yeah, Weaver has got the Crypt Swarm that has got some minor armor buggies. So we've got, of course, the minus armor that the Dazzle brings, and we've got the Riptide from the Naga Siren. I like the theory of it, but we haven't really been able to see it work, and they don't really have any extra disable next to the net that of course the Naga Siren can throw out, and snare. We've got Chen that could be a nice one to help out. Of course, you've got yourself a Centaur perhaps, and you walk up to the Naga Siren where she has an ensnare target, and you can just stomp, and that target will indeed be stunned for a little while longer, as well as extra heals to come through with the Dazzle if there's creeps around, as well as illusions. That's going to be a lot of extra damage going through. But again, I like it more if it's aggressive than if it's not aggressive. But we'll see what they go for the last pickup. For now, we have got Uebelst. That is the well, the one that had the ball on the court. They have it again though, but they have it after they ban out the Nature's Prophet, and after TCM bans out the Ancient Apparition. Now, Ancient Apparition is a bit of a counter towards the Chen, so I understand it. It's still not something that I was expecting Uebelst to actually pick up, though. We're gonna see. They go for the Kunkka in the end, so kind of weird to ban at the Pugna, but I guess with the Blast I don't want to deal with that. Kunkka is pretty decent. I like him to be set up with a Bane. They go for the Bane rather than the Shadow Demon. which is interesting. So Shadow Demon is normally preferred, purely because of the Soul Catcher, of course. And yeah, maybe with the nerf he might not be as favored anymore, and maybe they want to have the Fiend script rather than anything else, and the Enfeeble perhaps as well. If you pick up Enfeeble and you put it on the Naga Siren, like the reason that we didn't see that much anymore of the Naga Siren was because she got nerfed, and she got nerfed on her base attack damage, and if you now put an Enfeeble on her, well, she is going to be even more screwed than she already was. Well, that's why they ban out the Age Deparation. That's an Omni Knight, and that is a solo mid Omni Knight perhaps as well. I like it. I'm kind of curious to see how they run it, as in how successful it will be, because I don't think it will be very easy for them. But they do have a lot of sustain. They do need to reach decent levels. The good news for TCM is that Uebelst also needs to reach decent levels. As in, Bane wants to have level 6, Darkseer wants to have level 8-ish, 9, 10, 11, Nyx Assassin wants to have level 6, and Gyrocopter wants to take the time to farm, as well as the Kunkka. So they're not up against a very early game team. But it could be, if Uebelst thinks, you know what, if we are aggressive, they can't do anything, then they might try to go that way. But we'll find out soon, as we're waiting for Werner to pick up his Omni Knight, and then we can head ourselves into the game, where we are of course seeing Uebelst on the Dire side as they pick up a Shellfish as their courier. And we are gonna see Netrel playing the Bane. We've got Eid on the off lane once again, this time on the Darkseer. Exist will be in the mid lane, probably up on the Kunkka. Armen on the Gyrocopter, and last but not least, it is support, it is Alex on his Nyx Assassin. And that is everybody of Uebelst on the Dire side. Now on the Radiant side, we are going to be having Atsi playing the Dazzle, who's going to go out of his way to ward up the rune spot, most likely. We're going to have Go Audio playing the Naga Siren. It will be Warren indeed playing the Omni Knight, and he is indeed going to go towards the mid lane by the looks of it. Hawaio will of course go into the jungle, no surprise there. The offlane will be for Blueberry Ninja on the Weaver. So that is going to be their matchup for today. And you are of course watching the Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament, and the winner of this match will move on to face the loser of the Winners Bracket Finals tomorrow. Well, the loser of this match is out of this tournament, and that's not somewhere you want to be. You want to be in the tournament, because in the tournament is where the monies is at, and of course the prestige and the title, as well as the well, actually, like I don't normally say this, but I think like these kind of tournaments is probably better than scrims. You know, if you want to try to get better, you want to try and play serious Dota, and you never know for sure how serious your opponent is playing in a scrim, if they're trying out something new, or you know, those kind of things. And this is definitely a game where you're like, okay, you know what, we need to win this, and you know from your opponent that they need to win this too. So that might be something that is also a valuable experience for both of the teams. We don't see the TCM as well as Uebelst that often. They were both in a DreamHack, I believe, so at least TCM was there. Not 100% sure about Uebelst. Oh yeah, they were, because everybody kept calling them Uebelst, I remember. but yeah. TCM and Uebelst trying to prove their worth here in this loser bracket match. Well, if you want to go for an Aghanim Scepter, well, if you're in solo mid lane, you probably want to get some farm. I did of course get buffed in the previous patch, and yeah, I would kind of like it. I have also heard that it's not that valuable, so I wouldn't be surprised if he actually goes for other items, especially if you go for just a 5-man push kind of thing. That is not really needed. Looks like we are gonna have Eid maybe in some trouble. There is a net, but Dazzle is just way too far away, and has just used his heal to get some last hits, so, and heal himself up again. So that won't be any dangerous situation for Eid so far, and it might actually be a dangerous situation for Dazzle, because he's only level 1, doesn't have his Shallow Grave just yet. As we do have Werner in the mid lane. I mean, a Kunkka up against an Omni Knight, it's not an easy lane for him, like, no doubt about it. He is gonna have a tough time. He is able to heal himself, and that's something that Exist should keep in mind, but it is not a lane where you can expect an Omni Knight to actually win it. As we actually see, look at this harassment. I mean, he can heal himself, the Torrent will miss. And he still hasn't healed himself. He, of course, like, you probably want to try a net. Eid, trouble, 1 hit, there we go. Audio gets the last hit, gets the first blood. And that's helping, or that's the Centaur, or sorry, the Hellbear helping out. As in the meantime, Torrent, Werner might be able to get a kill here. One more hit. The G-Gen aura is not enough though. And it is Werner. One creep. Oh, that's the heal. Helps out. Almost kills happening all over the map. As Kunkka is the one to actually be forced back in this mid lane. And it is Werner who pops herself and who is just going to be fine. And he has got a bottle now if he wants to have it. And he does. He picks it up. The courier will be on the way. So first blood going the way of TCM. And Uebelst. The one that is slightly behind Blueberry Ninja with the haste rune, looking to find some action here. Might be trying to get a kill on Exist. I mean, he's out of regen. His bottle is on the way too, and they're actually gonna go for this. Here comes Werner as well. Might be getting a heal up. Oh, there's actually not a heal. That is gonna be the repel, and that's not gonna be helping him out at all. If there was a heal instead of that repel, there wasn't actually mana for that by the looks of it. There was no mana of that. That was a... yeah, awkward dive. If he would have mana for that, that would have been better, but he didn't wait for the bottle, and that cost him a kill. A kill for the Kunkka, who now all of a sudden is looking not too bad anymore, because Werner, of course, he doesn't have a kill. He had almost kills, but not a full one just yet, and that is Exist with a bit of extra experience, and I'm not sure... oh, he wants to go for the... he almost had it too. But now he's gonna be in some trouble. There is a heal again, but 2 seconds cooldown, so that's not going to be happening anytime soon. Flying Courier comes back. And that will be the empty bottle sent back home. In the meantime, Blueberry Ninja sitting on 0 last hits. 0 experience. No, that's not true. He's got 31 experience. But, you know, he died in the mid lane, he rotated, and it didn't really end up paying out at all. And he is therefore, you know, he's just stuck to his tower. And the thing is... we have seen Weaver off lanes more often lately, but mostly he's been played when there is a tree on the board as well. And tree, of course, able to heal him up and get himself an okay mid lane, or off lane rather. We got the puck, or sorry, the Weaver in off lane that is okay-ish. But this time there's nothing he can do. He can't even go into the jungle like other off lanes would, because there's just no way. There's just no way. We have a Kunkka rotating. He's probably gonna go just for a rune. There he goes. Picks up a double damage. Might be some trouble for the Omni Knight, as he is actually gonna try to backstab that. Here comes a Torrent. Misses it though, and actually there goes the BKB. Keeps him safe. Wasn't really needed, but it does force Exist away. We've got a tower going down though. That is going to be a tower going the way of Dazzle. Atsi able to pick up the gold for that one. And it is Weaver that gets forced away from his lane. And actually might be in some trouble. If there's going to be a Nightmare, then that might actually be just the end of him. He did pick up a level 2 there. But that is... oh, that is okay. We are going to see Exist able to get a kill. Good job for him. Second kill of the game. Picked off. The Omni Knight goes very low for it though, and has an empty bottle as well. And the Courier is actually not going his way anymore, so this is quite surprising. As well, I'm not quite sure what he's just gonna walk back to base. That's what he's gonna do. Okay. And TP back now from the Omni Knight. And Blueberry Ninja, of course, taking a detour to go back towards his lane to make sure that he gets his experience, or at least he tries to. The tower did end up going down. And that, sorry, slightly distracted from my audio cable being awkward. But yeah, I mean, he gets experience, and right now, since the tower is down, that's actually helping him a little bit. Because right now, I mean, this is not going to be a lane where our man is going to feel very safe, so he's not going to go out of his way too far. Of course, when the pulls start happening again, that's going to be going the way of Uebelst again, but for now Weaver is going to be able to pick up something, some experience. Same thing goes of course for the bottom lane, but there's nobody of Uebelst actually in the bottom lane. Might actually change, as he could be there. I mean, he's level 5, he has a Surge, he has Iron Shells. He's doing quite okay actually. In terms of last hits though, the highest on last hits is Go Audio. I say that as just Gyrocopter passed him by. Gyrocopter was actually pretty low there, but he's got 2100 gold. It's gonna all determine, like what he picks up is gonna determine what kind of game pace Uebelst is gonna go for. Like, of course, I'm gonna expect him to finish his boots first. He's gonna go for treads and drums, phase boots and drums, as we've also seen sometime. Could be something. We do have phase boots up on the Kunkka, and I mean, you kind of get forced to pick up phase boots if you're up against an Omni Knight that is fulfilling this kind of role. Because he wants to chase you down, and he's got his degen aura, and you know you're gonna be slowed, so the phase boots will be. Never mind. This is gonna be Eat going down. One heal, There we go. We're getting himself a kill with that haste rune. But yeah, if he wouldn't have the haste rune, you'd be slowed and you want to have either a surge, which of course Darkseer has, or a face boot in the meantime. Oh, that's gonna be one dead. Hawaii. Killing spree for the Kunkka all of a sudden. Kunkka started out with, well, he had an okay lane, but then he was very low to dying, and then all of a sudden, since Weaver fed that kill, he's been doing fine. I mean, in terms of net worth, he is second highest for his team, very close by the free farming gyrocopter. Only Naga Siren sitting in between the two. Naga Siren actually only 27 gold away from being below exist, and actually he's now below exist, and this is one happy camper right there. Towers are of course even. We've got Atsi, he's got himself level 5. In terms of levels on supports, we do see 2 level 3s up on both teams and 2 level 4s up on the other, as we just have one extra level 4. I say that, and I'm actually looking at the wrong ones, because Chen can, in theory, be a little bit compared to the Darkseer. I say a little bit, because actually it probably should be the Weaver, but Weaver has got level 4, Darkseer got level 6, so that's already a difference. And then there's a jungle hero up on TCM, who in theory is a little bit competing with the jungle hero of Uebelst, which is also the Darkseer, also 2 levels behind there. So that is gonna be TCM overall lower. But Uebelst still has 2 very low supports. That is, of course, the Bane as well as the Nyx Assassin, as there is only one real hard support up on TCM, which is the Dazzle, who is level 5 actually, so able to pick up some levels there. So overall, I mean, like, let's put up the graph for a second. It is Uebelst that is in favor of the experience. That's because of the Darkseer, and of course also because of that. Whoa. I forgot what I was gonna say, but oh well. I just said it earlier. Oh yeah, because of the Weaver not getting that much. Oh, Eid. He scouts out Hawaii. His surge is up. Now sees Atsi as well. He probably is gonna change his mind. Unless they're gonna go for this. Neutral with the Nightmare. Boat comes in. It's gonna get dodged though. The song will be there as well. Go audio rotating. Can they do something here? Another TP comes in from the gyro. They want to try and take down Eid at least. There will be a heal straight away. Eid will be bursted down, but here comes the call down. 3-man impale, and that is gonna be 1 down, 2 down. Can they get the other 2? Nightmare up on Go Audio. That is gonna be the Guardian Angel already off, and Werner trying to keep himself alive. He is invisible right now. Actually tries to go for the heal. He's not able to save Go Audio right now. He will end up popping himself. Phase boots up on Exist though, and that should be allowing him to get a kill. But look at how fast Go Audio is by himself. And he might not be. He has face boots. It should be able to catch up. But right now, the salve is already popped off. And this is gonna be Go Audio staying alive at the same time. We're able to stay alive as well. Repels himself, heals himself, is on the run. Here comes a Nightmare though. The moment that the repel runs off, unless he's gonna be too far away, but he is gonna be able to dodge it. And that is gonna be a fight. I mean, it was a bit awkward play from TCM because they all grouped up because they wanted to go for that heal up on the Darkseer. But then they set up for that perfect impale coming off from the Nyx Assassin. And, I mean, that was a good fight for Uebelst. Just the Guardian Angel helped keep TCM alive a little bit longer. And, of course, Werner, just with the heal, did a lot of damage to the heroes that were trying to attack Go Audio. Go Audio able to stay alive. But, I mean, that is not a fight they're probably going to try and take that way anymore. Because that impale just almost lost them the entire team that was there. And that's not going to be something that you want to have happening at all. Everybody has to go back to base in the end. No mana, no HPs. We do have Blue Bear Ninja are back to farming. I mean, in that case, like, of course TCM died, but they got back up alive, and they got back to farming earlier than the rest of Uebelst, who has to walk all the way back and forth. So it's not even that bad, I guess. Getting something extra in terms of gold. We are gonna have Uebelst still in favor, but this dip means that TCM is already back to farming while Uebelst is still roaming around. And that is indeed a very fast Shadow Blade. So he did not actually go for boots. He just went for the fastest Shadow Blade he could find. We have got drums up on the Naga Siren. It kind of indicates that she is also ready to fight earlier. But they have to be ready for this gyrocopter because it's gonna hurt. Netro, level 5 still, doesn't have his Fiend Script just yet. We also have got a level 4 Nyx Assassin. No Vendetta just yet. Regardless of the amazing impales he hits. In the meantime, still 3 people of TCM on the top lane. 4 actually now, right now, so they look to take the tower. There's also 4 here from Uebelst, so there's a net. Cooldown still comes down, but RNM already dead. Impale still hits up on 2. The cooldown will make sure that they get forced back a little while longer. And here comes Exist. It's gonna be 4 heroes back again of Uebelst. And there comes a torrent. They are gonna be able to dodge it though, and that would be the exit. Oh, Nightmare still gonna set up on the Omni Knight. We still have Hawaii sitting around. They might try to counter-initiate this. There is a song, and they will look for this, but Gaudio is very low. He doesn't have enough mana for a Riptide even, but they are gonna try. Werner is gonna repel himself, gonna heal up on Gaudio. No mana still, it doesn't matter. That's gonna be a Guardian Angel as well. Both flies in, but it doesn't matter that much. E trying to run himself away. Has got another surge soon again. We don't have anybody going down just yet after this. Brain Sap. Hawaii might be the one to fall though. He is running for his life. It's gonna be Kunkka that dies first, but Hawaii gets repelled. Natural trying to chase him down. One more hit. He will be ending up getting the kill. He looks to be pretty dead himself though, unless they can stop him from TPing out, and they won't be able to do that because there's no mana up on Go Audio. And that is gonna be in the end a 1-for-1 trade after getting, like, they got RMN and then they get a 1-for-1 trade. So TCM getting away with the 1 kill advantage, and on top of that they get the 2 most important kills because they kill off the 2 heroes with the highest net worth up on Uebelst. And of course, I just had to point out, I mean, that was a brilliant, like I said, like, okay, Go Audio was very low, he went in there, stood right next to the target, the repel was on the Omni Knight to make sure he didn't get hit by that Spike Carapace, and they were able to bring him down very low. He already had to back off from the fight very early on and couldn't really do that much anymore. He is level 5. Turn level 5 as Blueberry Ninja has to time-lapse himself away from the harassment from that gyrocopter. And I mean, like, Weaver wasn't even in that fight. It was a 4-on-4 fight. Because gyrocopter was dead at the start, and then it turned out to be 4-on-4 still because Exist TP'd himself in. Gyrocopter coming in from the same will end up forcing the Weaver away. We've got the gold graph back towards that 0 line. Experience graph going slightly above it, but back towards the 0 line in the end as well. As the same thing happening again. I mean, Uebelst is earlier back to farming. Now I was just sitting ready just in case something happens. And he has almost got his mechanism ready, the Chen that is. Making sure that soon team fights will go the way of TCM if they try to go again. And I mean, they already have got the heals, and I say heals because they don't only have the Hand of God. They of course also have got the Purification, and I mean, it's not really a heal, but Guardian Angel is definitely something that is not fun to fight against. The boat is actually great against that, by the way, because of course spell damage will still go through. And that's the boat for you. Let's see if they can catch someone here. Here comes the heal. Actually misses a little bit. Natural taking a lot of damage though, and the Shakushi might actually be enough to force out the kill with 1 Gemini detect. There comes a surge. That's gonna be a kill. Nice Impale coming off to secure the exit for Natural, and that will be nobody else of Uebelst going down. And I say nobody else, but nobody died to begin with. And a lot of rotations coming off from TCM to save their Weaver, and of course also save their tier 1 tower, as the tier 1 tower in the mid lane is actually taking quite some harassment. Yeah, that combination of that and Riptide. Actually, the Riptide wasn't there because he was out of mana, but there was that heal from the Dazzle that just hurts, and then also the Purification. That's just, I mean, that's just far. Oh, the gyrocopter. Did you say gyrocopter? Yes, you said gyrocopter. He of course had got that Riptide. He was just dead at the start. Managed to land the cooldown though. I mean, that's okay-ish. We are gonna see Blueberry Ninja. I mean, he is actually, it isn't something in the courier. I mean, he is not doing all too well. He's been free farming there for a while, right? He wasn't in the fight because he was farming, but looking at his farm, it's not really all that impressive. We do have now Treads finally up on the gyrocopter even after the Shadow Blade, but hey, better late than never. And we've got everybody of TCM just roaming around a little bit. Mechanism will be done. They smoke up. And they'll go again without the Weaver. Weaver farming top right now. Let's see what they can do. That's a repel up on Gaudio. Looks like Werner might stick around in the mid lane, because there's 2 people right there. There's the Kunkka and the Bane. In the meantime, there is one gyrocopter. Do they have detection is the question. You don't. Yeah, they have detection. There goes the central ward. Net comes out as well. They should be picking up another ward. No, they still see him. Of course, you still see people in the net. Cooldown comes down, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. Good pick off. And indeed, worth it for Werner to stick around behind to make sure there's not going to be a tower going down in return. That's the second Shadow Blade picked up on Uebelst, by the way. I'm quite surprised about that. I mean, you see it in pop sometimes too, but you know, you already have a Nyx Assassin on your team. And then you have a Shadow Blade upon the Gyrocopter and a Shadow Blade upon Kunkka. I mean, your opponent team is already gonna buy detection. And now you're just making it tougher for the ones that have the natural building detection, because like, well, that's gonna be Shadow Blade saving his life. Oh, there comes a dust actually with the hasten of Werner. He might be able to get a kill. X marks the spot. Gonna put Werner maybe a bit back. Puts on the repel though. Let's see. Exist actually that bottle healing him up quite a lot. And that will mean that Werner won't be able to get anything. In the meantime, the top tier 1 tower still end up going down. So that's nice for TCM, and they have got this armory of illusions and creeps that will maybe try to do some harassment on tier 2 as well. But 4 people indeed of Uebelst sitting here around here again. I mean, X marked the spot. Torrent comes in as well as the cooldown. This might be a very sad gen where he's doing mechanisms, and that's gonna be all that he did. Hand of God, he didn't want to waste it. He knew that he was dead. Went a different way back than his teammates, and he paid for that one. In the meantime, Weaver back to farming bottom, has got treads. But that's it. And that's gonna be Werner Fiend's gripped and impaled and dead. He actually stuck around for a little bit too long, and that's gonna be Bane. Level 8 already. We've got, of course, the Vendetta up as well. We haven't really seen it yet, but again, that's part of not finding, like, you're not that comfortable in going in like that. If you know that there are 2 other Invis heroes on your team. I say Invis heroes, but 2 Shadow Blades on your team. You know that your opponents will have sentry wards. And on top of that, who are you gonna gank? Weaver will go Invis. Omni Knight will heal himself. Naga Cyber will net you or song or run away. Chen will heal himself twice. And Dazzle will Shallow Grave and heal himself. I'm actually quite surprised to see that Dazzle completely skipped over his Poison Touch. I mentioned it at the start of the game that they were lacking disables. And Dazzle kinda has a disable. He has got a stun if he levels his Poison Touch next to level 3, but he didn't. And now they kinda lack a disable. But hopefully they're gonna, here's gonna be doing it fast and soon. Net worth still in favor of Uebelst though. Both Gyro and Kunkka still ahead of the highest 2 of TCM. The top lane is pushing in a little bit, but yeah, we'll get pushed out naturally again, rather than getting farmed up. A bit of a wasted farm there. Last tier 1 tower standing on the side of Uebelst. So Audio looking to get it down. Eid, not sure how much he can do. He might be able to deny it. And actually, here comes the Gyro. Cooldown comes down on a lot of creeps. And Go Audio vacuum in there as well. The tower still ended up going down. The song gets put down here as well. Let's see who they catch out. They go for Eid. There is the weave from the Dazzle. Healing as well as a net. Eid will go down, but he did put up his Darkseer wall. And Eid is actually, there we go. That's him dead right now. Fiend's grip up on Go Audio though, and he'll end up going down if Exist has his way. Shadow Grave will prevent it from happening though, and he runs. There's a lot of heals, but where is the mana for the heals? It's not there. Hand of God already used. That's still gonna be the Naga Siren going down. Nice heal coming up from Werner, doing a bit of damage to both Exist and Aramen. It is gonna be the Weaver that comes in, maybe helping out. A Wyo already down, and Weaver actually takes the detour and will probably end up backing off. Net goes off on the Exist to try and help creeps stay alive, but the creeps will end up going down. As the wolf follows Armin around, he has got that Helm of the Dominator, and getting a wolf is just, you know, getting the extra damage. It's quite interesting. Quite nice, I was gonna say, but it's interesting that the tower was sitting on 1 HP and nobody denied it. And with nobody, I mean Blueberry Ninja, because he was sitting on the bottom lane for a long time. But that is gonna be, of course, a fight going the way of Uebelst. They do take down the tier 1 tower, TCM that is, so TCM able to get something back from that, or at least get some more map control. But the towers are now even, and they kind of lost quite a bit for that. I mean, you see the gold graph going the way of Uebelst right now. Experience graph, same story, actually quite a bit more than the gold graph. 4k going the way of Uebelst, as we have got the Nyx Assassin looking for Trouble. Let's see what they're gonna find. What he is gonna find. He's getting chased down a bit by the Bane, or at least he will be there if need be. Hey, they saw him. How did they see him? Do they have a gem? They have a gem. I was gonna say, like, they pinged on him. It's Werner that has got a gem, and that's something that you can expect.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
If you are gonna be Oh, what are you doing there, audio? Oh, he's as a haste rune, he should be fine. But yeah, if you are gonna be having 3 invisible heroes slash items on your team, Gem of True Sight, I mean, you can't not expect it. That's just not possible. And that means that it's okay, it's annoying for the gyro, it's annoying for the Kunkka. It means that the items that they bought is worth a little less as our man tries to get himself away, but no hope for him. Like, he is gone. And in the meantime, we might also have Blue Bear Ninja going down, though. There's Alex that might actually go down instead. Torrent, and that's gonna be no time lapse for him. He still ends up taking the kill with him, but a good pickup by Uebelst, and it's actually the Weaver that dies first. So the experience goes to the Nyx Assassin still before he died. And of course the other people that were around there, but still. Should Omni Knight die and lose his gem, Weaver is gonna be in a lot of trouble, obviously. But until then, the biggest difficulty is... What's a weird boat? I mean, he got himself the buff, but he's not fighting with it. But yeah, I was gonna say, like, the biggest difficulty for that gem is, of course, for the Nyx Assassin, as Atsi is actually taking quite a bit of damage. There goes a nice vacuum impale up on 3 as well, but the Hand of God heals him up again. That's gonna be still the Dazzle being picked up, the song being cast to allow everybody to run and hide. TP out from Gladio, and the rest just runs and flees. And they should be able to get themselves out of there. Surge up for Alex, but he won't be able to find anything either. Weird. Skype sounds why I don't have a go faster. But yeah, we are gonna see TCM backing off after that one. I mean, they lost their Dazzle. It was a very fast kill on the Dazzle though. Like, the Mechanism Hand of God were there. But then the Brain Sap in the end and just a lot of splash damage just killed them off real fast. Roshan! Attempted here by Uebelst. It's not gonna be doing that fast though, but with the double damage of the gyro, they might have a chance of doing it a bit faster than otherwise. As Netro is getting harassed, Mechanism there coming off from Eid. Helping out. We have got the Gyrocopter picking up a Demon Edge. As Kunkka picked himself up a Chrysalis next to his Shadow Blade, so also able to land down some crits if he can, if he gets lucky. Something that you have to be lucky. And smoke off for TCM, looking for some action. That's in the meantime, wards, boots, earn, happy times. They have to be careful though. Like, they've got sustain in the team fights, but where's their damage gonna come from? It's gonna come from the Weaver, and who's not in the fight? Weaver. And okay, they have a lot of minus armor, so they need less damage, but it doesn't mean that they need no damage. They need some damage. Here comes a call down, up on the illusions, up on Go Audio. Here comes a net as well. Arman, he already knows what time it is. He is in some trouble. That's gonna be an Aegis gone. In comes the TPs though. He is gonna be getting back up. In the meantime, Go Audio gets a repel, gets also a Fiend Script, I believe that was that. Darkseer will goes down. It is Hawaii that will end up going down. Werner trying to keep himself up rather than healing his gen. And Werner will end up trying to chase them away, but I mean, what's he gonna do? They see him. He's dead. He is gone. They take down an Aegis for a support Chen and a solo mid Omni Knight. Not really worth it. And you can argue with that because you know that in the meantime Blue Bear Ninja had some free farm. And you know that the Fiend Script was on cooldown. But Blue Bear Ninja, I mean, his free farming and his not being involved in fights. I mean, he's only been in 2 out of the 9 kills. Yes, he's died twice. But it's really not going that fast for him. I mean, his gold per minute is really not that high. It's 286. And he's had a lot of time to farm. It's really quite surprising. We have a Blink Dagger up on Alex, by the way. Some more initiations, better initiations rather, coming in from Uebelst, as they're gonna try to take down the tier 2 tower. Should be able to do it. Should be able to do it just fine. As the birds are a bit annoying there. Takes down one, nightmares the other. And that's gonna be the tier 2 dead. No tower taken down in return for it, even though they did try. Fortification goes off. Quite a bit of damage done by that. Tidebringer, Weaver, having to back off. I mean, the tier 2 tower mid was almost dead. And maybe if TCM goes there, they will be able to pick it up. And tier 2 tower top, of course, still very low as well. And you've got a Daedalus up on the Kunkka, so more damage coming up from him. He only died once this game. I mean, it's not a very kill-heavy game, to be fair. And still Kunkka and Gyro so far ahead. Naga Siren is keeping up a little bit. She has got a defusal. But it's still, it's not easy. And one thing that, of course, Naga Siren, she is someone that wants to send her illusions and then at some point will let her illusions farm instead of herself. Oh, Weaver, careful there. But yeah, she'll let her illusions farm instead of herself. The only downside that that gives is that she's not getting the experience from the farm that she takes. And look at her level difference. I mean, she's level 13, while level 16 and level 15 are upon the 2 cores of Uebelst.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
3100 gold up on Eid. What is he gonna go for? Is it gonna be a... Whoa. I was gonna say Shiva's guard. As there is an awkward line being drawn in the Radiant jungle. Looks like Uebelst wants to try and go for something bottom. They took down a tier 2 top earlier without really any resistance whatsoever. The question is TCM gonna try to do something now? And that's a lot of damage, a lot of burst damage as well. And tier 2 tower goes down. Kunkka 1700 gold already. He could pick up some drums. Someone probably already has drums. At least that's what you would expect. But nobody actually has drums on the side of Uebelst. Quite surprising that. Look at the items in general. Tier 1 tower, tier 2 tower top will end up going down. And there is a drums up on the side of TCM. And we now also have a blink dagger up on the bay. Now then you know that you've been farming good. I mean, the gold graph goes the way of Uebelst. No, it's there. It is towards the 8k, maybe even slightly past it. Terms of experience has been even for a little while, but it's sitting on above 10k difference in favor of Uebelst as well. And now you have got a support. Sorry, you've got 2 supports that have a blink dagger. And you've got your BKB up on your gyrocopter. And I wouldn't be entirely surprised if this... Nah, it wouldn't happen. I'm thinking like, is this gonna be a rapier? Or is it just gonna be an MKB? MKB would of course be the more solid pickup, and it's no time yet for a desperation rapier, just not yet. In the meantime, we see Go Audio in some trouble, perhaps. Here comes a blink in. Is there gonna be a Fiend Script? The song and a TP out or will be there. Go Audio knows he's in trouble and he is out and home safe. Of course, the blink in and the Fiend Script is what you want to do, but if you are instantly in between 4 of the same heroes, with of course the Naga Siren mirror images, you don't want to miss your Fiend Script. Oh yeah, the Omni Knight actually died in the previous fight, and he of course lost his gem. And that was tough for Weaver, I did explain that. So that's the gem up, or bought again by Atsi, who was gonna probably donate it again to someone who was more qualified to carry it around. And that's in the courier right now. Seriously? He picked up a diffusal blade. Well, it purges away illusions and other kind of buffs, like minus armor buffs. Who knows? The first time that Darkseer picks up a diffusal blade. And it repels. Yeah. You want to get away from those repels. You want to be able to do your... You want to be able to have your Darkseer rolls and your Iron Shells do damage. You know? I don't blame him. Get rid of that repel. That's probably one of the more important skills of an Omni Knight. Net. Are they gonna go on that is the question. Nope, they are not. Oh, careful though. Lancer Riptide. Doesn't even hit exists. Here comes Werner. Repels himself and that's purged off and he is all of a sudden in a lot of trouble. Vacuum into that wall. Werner gets a shallow grave and a torrent in the face. And will be trying to get himself out. He will end up going down. Gem goes on the floor on the other side as well, though, as Darkseer goes down. Rocket Barrage there. Our men just standing there, hitting things, while things on the other side go down. That's another gem on the floor, and they take one back home. Blink away from Alex. They will try to go for Blueberry Ninja. Fiend Script was even there. Go Audio comes in. There goes the Guardian Angel, but what can they do? The Kunkka's already dead. Darkseer as well, but they can't seem to get any extra damage in. Buyback from the Weaver, buyback from the Kunkka. Nightmare up into the Impale. Go Audio in a bit of trouble, but gets repelled. There's another net. They see our man. He is dusted up. BKB turned on though, and that's gonna be our man on the run. He doesn't know which one is the real one. Lands a cooldown, but still ends up going down. And this is a fight that TCM was able to take. They were able to defend their racks. And this was the first time, of course, that they saw the diffusal blade, so Werner is not going to make the mistake of running in like that again. I mean, it was still in favor of Uebelst in the end. A lot of buybacks happening on both sides. Well, 2 buybacks on the side of TCM with the Weaver and the Omni Knight buying back. And yeah, where is the damage gonna come from? It's not gonna come from the Naga Siren, especially not with a maxed out Enfeeble on her. Weaver is gonna be the one to do it, and it's 31 minutes in, and he has really not been in that many fights, but he just doesn't have anything. He hasn't got his Lincolns ready, and that's even, like, that's his core item. He doesn't even have any damage items after that. It is really troublesome. It is really troublesome coming off here from TCM. That Weaver really... Oh... Hello, Dagon. Alex, who was able to pick up the Gem of True Sight after the Chen died. There you have. Both got 1 again, though, I think. Where did the one go that the Darkseer had is the question. BKB recipe is ready for... whom? For the Omni Knight, I guess. Yeah, let's see who has an extra gem. Ah, there. Both of the gems are on the side of Uebelst. And they are looking pretty solid in this game. And they are ahead in gold, of course, and in experience as well. We have a bit of a drop down, but it's okay. Roshan will be up again in 1 minute. And will probably be warranted for a fight. Though, like, it's kind of tough, because normally you say, like, a team fight, Naga Siren would win it. But, you know, you have the setup, and you can minus armor everybody, but where is the damage gonna come from? And then in return you've got yourself a Darkseer wall, into a vacuum, into a boat, into a call down, into a torrent, and then into an impale. We've seen the vacuum into impale often, and imagine the perfect situation, right? Vacuum to start it off, and then timed perfectly with the torrent, with the impale. Torrent and impale, of course, not stacking each other. I mean, it could be such a brilliant combination. The boat, the call down, all there, and that's probably a team wipe on TCM, because they won't have any time to heal themselves up. We do have a fortification coming off here, as Armen just jumps up there and starts bashing on the racks. Cooldown comes down as well, trying to stop people from going in. There's the song. Let's see what they can do. Where's the damage though? BKBs get turned on. There's a vacuum into go audio. Fiend's Grip. You're gonna be there, but Netral in a lot of trouble. Werner though, more trouble. Gets shallow graved. There goes the Guardian Angel, but he will end up... Oh, he will end up staying alive. Armendo, is he gonna be so lucky? He's trying to keep himself up, but he has to back off already. Go audio. Running for his lives again. There goes the X-Mark spot. Exist will be able to hit him to death. There we go. And that's going to be a 3-for-3 trade so far with the buyback on the Chen. We have Alex in some trouble. Impale doesn't hit because the Lincolns is finally done on Blueberry Ninja. More minus armor being thrown out there with the Gripstorm. But it looks like he's going to be able to make himself out of there. That's going to be a Nyx Assassin that is not so lucky. Exist looking for us to get his gem back. And he is able to do that as well. Gem is on the floor though, but... Let's see if we can get another kill. Oh, the ensnare. Go audio comes in and the heal comes in for Werner, and that's gonna be a team wipe. Uebelst not able to do it, not able to break the base. They don't get the racks either, and they lose every single one of their heroes. Now they do force that buyback on the Naga Siren as well as on the Chen. And I mean, there were quite a... And Chen died again. He's, you know, It's not that big of a win unless they get the Roshan out of it. The question is, are they gonna get it though? They do have, of course, tons of minus armor. They should be able to get it. More armor. In comes Uebelst. Alex first. Walks past the sentry ward. They know he's there. They are gonna go for him. There's a net stuck inside. Spike Carapace gets turned on, but they do see him and they do take him down. That's gonna be a kill for Atsi. They look for more. Repel turned on, the song turned on, Netral and Armen gonna be the target, Armen gonna be the first one. Healing Weave gonna be doing a lot of damage to Armen, but he turns on his BKB, it doesn't really matter though, gets picked off, vacuum inside the Darkseer wall, Riptide is still gonna be there, Defusal Blade getting slowed down, he still has a surge but he can't pop it, Mechanism will be there and he's trying to juke it, but where is he gonna go? He doesn't have a vacuum to clear trees, he tries to get rid of the gem, he is indeed able to make sure that they don't see it. And that will be good for Uebelst because they can at least take one gem back because there should be one gem on, there you go, on the side of TCM. TCM, by the way, the team that bought both the gems. Actually, no, there comes a ping. Don't do that, I already mentioned that, thank you. Don't confuse me like that, thank you. 2200 gold up on the Weaver. So let's see what he can do there. We're gonna see Werner with the BKB completed. We saw that in the previous fight, I believe, as well. No, he actually hasn't used it just yet. Let's see, he doesn't really have that much. He's been involved in a lot of fights though. He's been in 14 out of the 20 fights. He has normal boots. He's got an urn that has 5 charges on it, which is quite nice. But normal boots, no mana boots. Mana boots are in the hands of the Omni Knight, who next to his BKB really doesn't have anything. The question still remains, where are they gonna get their damage from? But right now this Weaver is starting to deliver. He's got 2700 gold. He's finally been in some more fights. He's actually right now been in 13 out of the 20 fights. Pretty decent. And that is gonna be an Assault Cuirass ready up on Exist, and that means that part of the minus armor is kinda countered. It is not going to be put in favor of Uebelst, but at least it's not going to be as bad as it was for Uebelst to be dealing with that. And it's still going to be very dangerous for TCM, and especially if you consider the game potential that this Gyrocopter has. He did end, of course, going for the MKB. And we are going to see the melee racks probably getting sieged again, and maybe next time there won't be a fortification. And if they do it fast enough, I mean, there's enough damage coming off from that Gyrocopter to just take it down fairly fast. So it might be TCM in a bit of trouble there, but they are definitely not looking too bad. And a song, of course, to stop people from attacking their racks could always be there, as we have got Go Audio picking up a heart. That means, I mean, it's not just a good item for him to stay alive, but also, of course, his illusions. And he's gonna make more illusions, not right now, but I mean, he's gonna build towards a Manta style. He also makes more illusions right now. But a Manta style, of course, that's gonna be split pushing. That's gonna be really annoying for Uebelst, because those illusions won't just die. And they will actually be able to pick up some towers. I'm a bit surprised that Uebelst doesn't send the courier to pick it up, but maybe Eat didn't think that it was actually left alone there. Of course, he was the one that drops it, I believe. Some more armor picked up by Eat as well, finally going for that Shiva's guard. And I mean, he needs that. They need that. They need that extra armor up on them, because they're gonna get minored armor otherwise all the time. And again, I would just want to point out again, I mean, Go Audio is now level 20, and that's of course really great. And he is able to get his levels back on par with the rest of the carries. And that's because of the team fights. His illusions are now farming again without him, but at least he managed to get himself the levels up by the fights that they have been managing to take in this middle lane in the end. 20 to 22 is the kill score. It's probably the most even game that we've seen all evening. We've seen quite some one-sided games for both teams. It hasn't been really a walk in the park. I mean, otherwise this wouldn't be the loser bracket, obviously. But right now both teams are looking quite okay. They could both still take it, and it's still up in the air to see who will end up taking the game. 1900 gold up on Word. I'm kind of curious to see what he's going for next. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a Hex, as they need some more control. We already talked about how little control they actually have. We even still have Dazzle not picked up his level 3 in Poison Touch, so no extra disable coming off from them. We've got ourselves a smoke up for TCM, of course we are following that. We saw the drawing on the minimap to go towards the Dire Jungle. If they do that, they probably find a bit more than they want to find, because there is a lot of people there for Uebelst. Let's see. They see him now. They have got the ward up in the high ground. Exist should be seeing it now as well, though. And should be safe. That's so tough to take, that minus armor. Luckily the Assault Cuirass gives some extra armor. 5 bonus armor. Still gonna be putting them quite low, but I mean, they know what the problem is. They are trying to fix it. It looks like TCM might be for the first time knocking on the door of Uebelst. And I say for the first time, I mean, we have seen them before, obviously, otherwise this tier 3 wouldn't be as low as it is. But I mean, this is gonna be the way of it. I'm quite surprised the illusions go for the creeps rather than going for the tower. I'm thinking if you set them on the tower over and over and over and over again, that would actually be quite okay. But yeah, they don't go for it. They were all there. Their smoke, of course, not really working out, at least not getting a kill. They do force everybody of Uebelst back into the base. That's a small win. They clear out the jungle of Uebelst. and go back to farming afterwards, making sure that Uebelst has got this period where they actually didn't really farm anything and had to deal with 5 illusions. I mean, yeah. Weaver in the meantime, 5,400 gold. What is he building? Is it going to be an MKB? Is it going to be a Lincoln's? Oh, no, I mean, not me Lincoln's, I mean Manta style. I mean, if you want to go for full split push, a Manta style wouldn't be too bad. But he also wants to have some buyback, and maybe... he wouldn't want a BKB, would he? He already has a Lincoln's. I hope he doesn't go for a BKB. They really need that damage. I mean, the minus armor is soon not going to be a problem anymore. Everybody picks up those armor items. Net. Ooh, dodge. The no vision up on Go Audio. That's actually quite a shame. If there were more people around, that would be our men dead. But nice responses from our men, able to press that button fast enough. In the meantime, TP towards the bottom lane as Eid tries to defend his tower. Vacuum is going to be there, but Bluebear Ninja, I mean, he has to got his time-lapse. He's not going to get denied the tower here, and he is actually just going to go for it. Not even time-lapsing out, he just wants to try and harass Eid away. He does do it. 6,400 gold upon Bluebear Ninja. What is he going to buy? And is he going to be able to buy it before he gets ganked? Because he might be a bit on the wrong side of the map. Nah, he's able to get out. We have got some more armor picked up, this time by Hawaii, who picked up a Vlans for his team. Of course, that is what a good support should do, considering it's just it's an aura item, and you just want to have those auras for your team, regardless if you use all the aspects of the item or not. Those auras are just good. And you need to have at least one. We also need probably, like, if we get an Assault Grass on one of these people, we are going to have that minus armor fully back again, as of course the Assault Grass from the Kunkka would be countered with that. As we have everybody of Uebelst again back in the middle lane. And actually, Bluebear Ninja, you might have just waited too long, because if they wait long, if he doesn't buy anything and he doesn't have a new item in the next fight, of course they won the previous fights as well, so it might still happen, but you want to be able to win that fight securely and want to be able to get the items, and he's actually going to try to push the lane out to make sure they're not going to go in the mid lane. He might be in some trouble though. Now the TP's out next to the gem that is still lying around there. There's Alex. Oh, if he's going to try to scout him out, like, okay, he's going to find a gem. He's like, hey, gem. There you go. That's much better than sentry wards. Every time. Stupid.
Clear as clean water.
And the courier actually coming in to pick up the sentry ward still. And there's the MKB. And still 1800 gold left in the inventory as well. So MKB was the item in the end. Question is, when does TCM actually want to try and fight this? Or do they want to wait until Uebelst tries to make a move? Uebelst, who's got a gyrocopter, who's actually pretty rich as well. 5100 gold for him. The Dagon still level 1 is not really going to do that much in this stage of the game. I mean, level 13 up on Alex is one of the lowest levels. I mean, he might be able to Dagon the Chen as well as the Dazzle, maybe doing something. But there will be so many heals up on the side of TCM that it probably will be kind of nullified. And everybody of Uebelst backing off. They don't know where the opponents are, so they don't want to be taking any chances, and they are going to be rotating back. There's not that big of a siege from the illusions as I think there could be, by the way, from the Naga Siren as well as from her mirror images as her Manta style. I'm still surprised that the illusions that were set on the top lane were actually set on the creeps rather than on the tower, but we won't judge. We won't judge, as we have got the butterfly picked up by the gyrocopter, but he doesn't have any buyback anymore. Gold graph is a 4k difference is really not that much. It is at 46 minutes in, cannot really be considered that big of a difference at all. We have got the experience graph down to the 0 line as well, so this game, again, can go either way. Maybe we're gonna have a bit of a interesting fight here at the Roche pit, because it's gonna be something that could tip the scales, and you want to be able to tip the scales. Blink in, Impale, up on 2, up on 3, here comes the song. The Roshan is already dead, and the Age is already picked up, but the cheese was still there. Guardia will pick it up. Let's see what TCM can do right now. Fiend's Grip already up on board. A vacuum into the Darkseer. Oh, cooldown goes down. Blueberry Ninja able to get himself out. Guardia still alive as well, but here comes the boat, and that will be Blueberry Ninja, the only one left alive, and that's not going to be that for long, and he goes down, and that is why... well, that is what I said earlier. Like, you've got yourself the vacuum, you need the damage. Sorry, you get yourself your song, you need damage to go through afterwards, and that's a rapier on the Kunkka, and an Aegis, of course, still there as well. So that is going to be Uebelst looking to finish this game in 6 minutes. Because, of course, 6 minutes from now, the Aegis will run out. Buybacks all around. 3 buybacks coming from TCM. But is 3 enough? Is the question. There goes a net. Careful audio, careful audio. That rapier is no joke. And that's going to be Blueberry Ninja, already picked up. Kunkka with a double kill. Got a splash crit and gets himself the Omni Knight while he's at it. And that's going to be 1 Rex down. Now, by the way, we're 2 people that actually bought back. 2 racks down. And they'll just rotate to the next ones, seemingly in no hurry. They're actually not going to go 2 racks at all. They're just going to go for the tier 3s. They kept the GG out of TCM. And that was just 1 fight that made a difference. Waiting too long and not having that brilliant of positioning is going to finish TCM. And Uebelst taking game number 1. It is the best out of 3. We are, of course, in the loser bracket finals. Sorry, not finals, loser bracket round 1 of Group B of the Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament. Of course, you can check out giveaways that are being done. You can win yourself a gaming PC, and all you have to do is like a Facebook page and enter your email address. Like, that's it. So you go to gc.corsair.com, and then you can find all that you need to do there. And it's really simple. So you want to be able to win things. It's not just a full gaming PC that you can win, but you can also win like mice and headsets and keyboards and mouse pads, etc. So make sure you check that out. We are going to be jumping ourselves to the next matchup. This is the best out of 3, of course. For the stats, you were able to see Music. You can follow him on twitter.com/musicstats with a K, by the way. That is. And we are going to be jumping ourselves to the second game of this best of 3. Stick around to see which one of these 2 teams will be going home, or if there's going to be, if there's going to be game 3, perhaps, or if there's going to be 2-0 that will indeed send TCM home or not. We'll see. Stick around. Dota time soon.